Welcome back, everyone. You know, as Atlanta continues to heal, there's a former Georgia State basketball star. His name is Devin Mitchell. He was out there early Saturday morning to clean up after the protest chaos. And he spoke with our 11 Alive's Alex Glaze, and he explained to him something that he needed to do, and he needed to do immediately.
I got up on Twitter and I saw people going out there and grabbing trash bags and gloves and masks and going to clean up. And I couldn't even sit in my bed anymore. I had to do something, for my own mental.
Remember why we're here.
Saturday afternoon, we have Jaylen Brown, Malcolm Brogdon, Justin Anderson, guys that are either from here or have ties to the Atlanta community come and lead a peaceful protest. When you see those kinds of big sports figures come together back to the community and do something positive like that, what kind of message does that send to the community?
Just to see Jaylen step up and go out there and lead, man. I mean, that's just the type of person he is. And you see Justin out there with him, a guy that I know, Justin Anderson, Malcolm Brogdon, another brunette guy out there, man. I was really proud of myself for what I had done in the morning, even though it was before what those guys did. But just to see them take a lead in the protest and to go out and try and be a voice, I thought that was really important for Atlanta to see.
This is a very proud city, a very resilient city. How does the city heal?
It's unity, man. When one of us feels something, a lot of us feel the same way, even though we might be feeling different at the time. I think Atlanta does a good job of everybody listens, everybody has their own voice.